Okay, today I'm going to teach you how to make salty roasted peanuts at home. And for this you need a frying pan, you need raw peanuts, you need some boiled water, and about a tablespoon of salt. And we're going to get started by starting to roast the peanuts on the stove and at the same time dissolving the salt in a little bit of boiling water. I have my peanuts on the stove and they're on a fairly high heat, and I'm going to roast them while occasionally stirring them until they start making a popping noise and changing color because they're being roasted, and I'll show you once that starts happening. In the meantime, I'm going to put my salt in this bowl and add some boiled water, enough to dissolve the salt. So maybe like 1/4 of a cup, and then we'll let that salt dissolve and save it for later after the peanuts have mostly roasted. So just make sure you have enough water to be able to dissolve all of the salt that you put in there. As the peanuts start roasting, you'll be able to hear those popping noises. They'll start to turn a little browned on the sides, like this one, or the seed coats will start to get a little bit cracked. But you need to keep on stirring and cooking them for probably at least 5 minutes. It's been about 5 minutes and I've turned my heat down a bit because they're getting a little overly browned, but you can see that some of them are popping open. They've got browned color on the skin of the peanuts. They're still popping, and I can smell a peanutty smell, not a burn smell. If it smells like burning, your heat is too high and you're burning your peanuts. But I'm going to keep cooking it for a little bit more to make sure that all of them have gotten at least a little bit of browning. You don't need all of them to pop open, but you should see that some of them are popped open. They'll keep cooking after we add the salt. Okay, I've decided that my peanuts are browned enough, and now I'm going to add the salty water. And you have to be careful here because the steam from the water is going to be really hot. So you pour it in, and then you need to stir the peanuts to make sure that all of them get coated with salt. And keep stirring as the water evaporates and the peanuts dry out again. Keep stirring until all of the water has evaporated, and you'll start to see a white color coating on the outside of the peanuts as they dry out. So I'm going to keep stirring, but you don't have to watch me do it. You can see all of the water has evaporated, and there's that white powdery coating on my peanuts as well as on the pan. And now I want to make sure that the peanuts get all dried out again, so that they're crispy when they're done. And I'm going to keep cooking them until they start popping again like they were before. And then I'll give it another minute or two and then call it good. You can hear the peanuts starting to pop again. So just give them a couple more stirs. Then I'm going to pour them into a bowl to cool. I'm going to pour these out into a bowl so that they cool and don't keep cooking in the pan. And don't worry, the pan will clean off really easily. Just let it cool and then soak it in water and it will come right off. And wait until the peanuts are completely cool before you eat them, or they won't be very crispy. So you have to let them cool, be patient, and then you can enjoy your salty peanuts. My peanuts are now fully cooled, and so at this point they should be crunchy and not soft. If they're soft, it means you didn't cook them for long enough. And I spent about 15 minutes total cooking these. If you had smaller peanuts, they might take a little bit less time. But now I can enjoy my salty, crunchy roasted peanuts.